A while back, I created a video where I went over my most underrated Love Live songs. Since there's around 300 plus songs in Love Live, there are definitely some songs that are bound to be forgotten, overshadowed, or just straight up underrated. So that's why I asked you guys to vote in a poll. In this poll, I asked you guys to pick 5 songs that you believe that is underrated. Now, this poll was created back in July 2020, so songs after that like Fantastic Departure, the first solo or second solo songs for Aqua, any of the anime songs from Jugaku, those weren't included because they didn't exist back then. On top of that, I did limit some things that you could put in there because I already created my video on just top Love Live songs by you guys, so I made sure you guys couldn't vote certain ones. So I know some of you are asking, why can't I vote Deep Resonance? Well, it's not underrated if it's one of the top songs in Love Live. So that's why it's not there. So, Bokutachi, that Wahitasu no Hikari or Snow Collection, that's not an underrated song because people recognize that as being the best Love Live songs out there. So those songs will not be allowed to be picked. But beyond that, it's all your guys' votes. I have around 380 votes in there. And then I basically just counted the number of times a certain song was voted. So the songs with the most votes will be the most underrated song. I have collected 20, actually 21 because of ties. So let's go ahead and go over the results for these songs.
よ繰り返す波待っててくれるかいもっと素敵瞳に青い炎強がるなんだか辛い one day 孤独に揺れる one day oh yeah oh yeah ずっと大好き大好き伝えたい大好きだまるで夢のようなって言ってるけれどいつか思い出に変わるの変えてない青い海は隠してるの愛を待つ扉を昔の昔の物語伝説の幽霊が閉ざしじゃ進めない恥ずかしいつながるはずと信じたらきっと僕たちは巡り合う眠れ僕は君を見てる君の目に一人きりの大迷宮君の声が消えそうだ聞いてあげるから暗くて怖いところへなんてことだ君のことを泣かすのはやったやった無敵なジャークが味わっちゃう冒険タイプ A 偶然だってチャンスだから兄貴定めにせかされて抱きしめ無情この世界は悲しい
So those were the top 20, I guess 21 songs that were voted the most underrated by you guys. Again, those were not my choices. I made my own videos about those and separate videos, so if you really want to watch those, I'll give you a link in the description. So let's talk about it. So this was again based on just the number of votes, and since there wasn't like an insane amount of votes, yes, there were a lot of ties. That's just the unfortunate nature of my polls. But if more voters have go and participate in polls, we'll have less of these kind of incidences. But there are definitely a lot of songs in here I do think that are overshadowed, especially because they're not in the anime. If they're in the anime, they definitely get a lot more exposure, and there's just not a lot of people who necessarily are aware of all the songs out there. Definitely, I really like Kimi no Kusini and Humming Friend. Those are definitely great songs for me. And I also do like Jino Senjo no Cinderella. Beautiful Moonlight is a pretty good song, and I know Quartz fans are extremely vocal about that, but not everyone is a Quartz fan. And when we're also getting a handful of Lily White songs, Soshita Saigo no Page One, I wasn't actually aware of that song for a while, but when someone told me about it, I listened, and wow, that song has rocketed in my rankings ever since I listened to it, and I think it's a good song, definitely worth a listen. And we have Hatana Heartbeat, which I don't really think that's underrated. I think a good amount of people really like that song, but I guess enough people of you voted for that. And then jumping up to Matate Aino Uta, I actually really like that song. It's not like my top favorite, maybe it was top 100-ish, maybe 70 or whatever I put it in. I do think it's a pretty nice song. I like the beat, and maybe it's a little on the slower side, but it's really nice and fun song to listen to. Loneliest Baby is definitely another good song. When first time I listened to, I realized, wow, this is actually a pretty good song. So I definitely recommend listening to that. The Sunshine Pika Pika Ondo, that's kind of a more of a strange case of a song. So, I mean, maybe you're interested in that, but I don't know if I would necessarily recommend that for most people. And also, I do see a lot of people talk about Date Date Ao Mujo. It's not my favorite song out there, but I do know a lot of people really like that song. If you want to see the full results of this, I'll give you a link in the description where you can go to Google Sheet where you can see the results in full. So if you want to see how other songs perform or where they are, you can go ahead and see that. It also will host demographics that are interested in seeing that and wondering where people are from or where they belong. And a big shout out to Coolmax for supporting this channel. And of course, a big shout out to all you guys who participated in this poll. As you can see, their names moving across the screen. So let me know what you guys think about this list. What songs do you think are truly underrated, or maybe you think some songs in there that are probably not actually underrated, but they got good amount of votes because a lot of people like that songs. And you know, are there songs that you believe that were not on this list or not high enough on this list, therefore should be underrated? And of course, we can talk about the songs that are added after here, especially like the anime songs. Do you think there are some Nijigaku anime solo songs that are underrated? For me, I absolutely do agree. There are definitely a few out there. I think Dream With You is probably my pick if I were to have to pick one out of the anime songs. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. What do you believe is underrated and why? And of course, I think this is a pretty nice experiment to help expose some people who might not have necessarily listened to all the songs out there. So getting a little preview of songs might get you interested in listening to those, which of course you can probably find them on Spotify or Apple Music if you go ahead and look for those. But hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.